Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Delighted to bring back on the channel David from the Irish Hotspur, particularly after a win. Tottenham Hotspur 4, Wolfsberger 0. David, what did you make of tonight's performance?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Look, you know, rival fans may laugh at us, Chris, but you can only beat what's in front of you. And it's great that we can all sit here smiling and rejoicing in a win. Look, for me, the first half, to be honest with you, Chris, I actually thought was a bit concerning. As soon as Dele Alli, of course, got that amazing overhead. Like, oh, lad, what a goal. What a goal. His touch, and the way it just popped up. You know, that's unbelievable football IQ, to be able to think like that in the spur of the moment when the ball popped up like that, to be able to you know, come up with the idea to do the overhead, but then to execute it the way he did. That's better than Lamella's Rabona that he scored there a couple of years ago. But the thing that concerned me in the first half, after we got that goal, we kind of just sat off them. You know, there was no intensity for the rest of the first half, which I thought was very disappointing. But second half, we absolutely smashed it. We came out of the blocks. We pressed high. There was intensity. It was it's everything you wanted. I'm so happy that we finally won a game, Chris.
It's what we all needed, though, David, isn't it?
It is. It is. Look, it's been dark times. You know what I mean? Look, no one wants to sit here and be talking about negative things about the club we love. No one wants to do it. But when that's all you have to talk about, you know, it kind of takes over you, especially when you're dedicated fans like like everybody that watches these channels, yourself, myself, Chris, everybody. You know what I mean? Especially when you're dedicated, and it's all you have to talk about. It's nice to be able to sit here and talk about a good victory, a convincing victory, and we're in the last 16 of Europa, which means we're one step closer to you going to Poland.
You're absolutely right. None of us want to ever talk negatively about Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Of course, it's the club that we all love, and it's the club that we want to see win, and ultimately we all want to see trophies. And ironically, today is the anniversary of the 13th year now, 13 years to the day that Tottenham last lifted our domestic trophy, which was, you know, the League Cup in 2008. So, you know, way overdue trophies. I say that a lot, but you're absolutely right, David. It's nice to talk about positive things for once. And, you know, these last few weeks haven't been easy for all of us who run YouTube channels, you know, because we want to put the positivity on the channel. And that's why I'm trying to do as many chats tonight as possible, you know, to put that positive vibe out there. Because, yes, it is the lowest ranked side in the Europa League, but a win is a win. I think, and I'm hoping, desperately hoping, that tonight is a turning point. We take tonight's performance, you know, particularly the likes of Gareth Bale and Dele Alli as well. You know, you take those into Sunday's game against Burnley, because let's face it, we really do need a win in the Premier League. You know, it's an absolute must. No matter how we win that game on Sunday, that is an absolute must. Now, Dave, let's talk about, you know, a lot of the positives from tonight. Dele Alli, you know, is one in particular. You know, he's been frozen out, you know, for most of the season. He's been brought back in by Jose Mourinho. You've already spoken about that goal. What a tremendous goal. You know, fantastic finish. But he also got a couple of assists tonight, and he looked really sharp.
Yeah, look, for me, it was unbelievable. The first half, he really took the game to them. He really did take the game to them. It was like it was a one-man show in the first half. Then the second half, that assist for Vinicius' header. Oh, that was a delightful ball. It's one of them balls that when you put in, the fact that the whip he put it in and the weight on the pass, the centre-back had no chance. It was right in behind him. Vinicius was in the right position off the back of him. And, you know, he executed the header. Absolutely brilliant. And then his Dele Alli's second assist. It was the run that was made, I think it was made by Vinicius, that took him away. He slipped Gareth Bale in, and Gareth Bale, honestly, it took me back to when I was like 12, 13, Chris. I couldn't believe the finish. Top bins. It was exquisite. It was an unbelievable finish. But with these guys, it's perfect time for them to come into form now. We've been on poor run. You know, Dele Alli looks confident. I'm not going to say he's back to his old self, because it is going to take more and more games to do that. Gareth Bale has been brilliant the last few games. So for me, I go with Son, Kane, Bale and Alli against Burnley. For me, I think it would be a crime to drop Alli against Burnley. Just purely, I play him because his confidence is high. You know, after that goal, he'd probably go against Burnley and smash one in, put another 2 assists in. You don't know. But honestly, he was outstanding tonight, I have to say. And I was so happy for him. Because, look, this is a guy that we watched grow from a kid to a man. We've all watched it. You know what I mean? It's a nice journey. Yeah. And we all thought maybe his time was up, but it's great to see that he still has that passion and that he wants to be out there and he wants to play. And not only that, but he's playing with conviction. He scored an unbelievable goal tonight, 2 assists. What more can you ask from Dele Alli? What more can you ask from the guy? Brilliant.
Another couple of goals from Carlos Vinicius. What have you made of him in a Tottenham shirt this season?
So far this season, look, he's looked good against the weaker teams. It's the only teams he's kind of played against. But he's doing the job he was brought in for. So Harry Kane doesn't have to play these games. We have a player that can and a player that will find the net consistently, which is Vinicius. He's doing the job. Look, first half I thought he was very poor, to be honest with you. You know, he just couldn't get into the game. But it looks like someone had a word with him in the second half. He came out, he showed fight, he showed passion, he showed desire. And he was rewarded. He got his 2 goals. He was rewarded with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Another huge plus, a lot of the youngsters coming on. Marcel Lavinia in the 74th minute. And then, of course, Dane Scarlett coming on. Niall John coming on. Dane Scarlett at 16 years old. Can you imagine, David, being 16 years old? You're managed by Jose Mourinho. You're playing in one of the best stadiums in the world. And you've got Gareth Bale beside you. You know, it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I call him Dane Mbappe after Mbappe. I think he's going to be that good. Honestly, it's a dream come true for the lad. It really is a dream come true for him. Like, you know, he trains with the first team more or less every day. He's been banging in the goals underage. So he's put his name in the ring to be in this position. So fair play to the kid. And now I just hope that, you know, he can kick on. He can keep taking these cameo appearances, get the minutes under his belt, get used to the speed and the tempo of professional football. You know what I mean? He has a guy there with Mourinho. Mourinho seems to like him. So for me, it's all good. He just has to keep doing that. And for me, I genuinely think if he keeps that up for the rest of the season, I think you might see him on the bench a good bit next season.
Totally agree. Jose Mourinho's already said he's a star for the future and expect him to play a lot next season. So, you know, watch this space. You know, he's banging in goals for the under-18s and the under-23s. He's now you know, coming into these sorts of games in the Europa League, you know, a very, very bright future ahead of him, and you know, something that we will all look forward to.
If only he controlled that ball better when he had the chance. Do you know the one where he slipped in? If only his first touch was better, I think you would have seen him net tonight, you know.
Do you know what? Whenever he's got minutes, I think he's been very unlucky not to score for us, actually. He's been very unlucky. How do you see, of course, the Europa League draw for the last 16 is on Friday. You know, a fair way to go to that final. Jose Mourinho seems to be very confident about us going to the final. We've jokingly said about the final, you know, a number of times. How confident are you as a Spurs fan now? And I'm not getting carried away just because we've won 4-0 tonight, but how confident are you that Tottenham can go all the way in this competition?
Yeah, look, I've been very confident from the start. Look, if you're not in it, you can't win it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're still in the competition. If you get the look of the draw in the next round, a couple of big teams pair together, they knock each other out. Why can't we win it? And by the way, Chris, I wasn't joking. I was serious when I said we can get to Poland. I was 100% serious, and so are you, because I know you have the hotel and everything booked.
It's booked. It's booked. You know, people might think I'm absolutely mad, but you know, for people that went to the Champions League final in 2019, the prices of flights, accommodation, everything concerning that Champions League final, the prices were absolutely ridiculous. So for people to feel confident, like I did at the start of the season, you know, Jose Mourinho's been in this competition twice. He's won it twice. Well, you know, it doesn't take a lot to work out that, you know, he takes these competitions very seriously, and Tottenham had, you know, done some business in the transfer market, and you think, well, you know, I'm confident that Tottenham and Jose Mourinho can take us all the way. So I booked it. You know, sorry, I booked it. I thought, you know, what the hell? So, you know, go for it. So I
wish more fans would be as confident as you, Chris, about our club. I really do.
Well, you've got to back your club. And do you know what? I'm going to say, you know, I said a couple of days ago on a video as well that I think that this is going to be a turning point for Spurs, and I'm really hoping so as well. And I'm hoping now that we can go on a run until the end of the season and start stringing some really good results together. You know, it might just be me being over enthusiastic about tonight's result. You know, scoring 4 goals and having a good Dele Alli and other players on the pitch as well. But you know, you've got to back your team. You've got to get behind them, and you know, I'm hoping that is going to be the case. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, 100%. I do. Look, Chris, I'm the sort of fan, I think every game could be a turning point. Even if it was against City, I think we could win and be a turning point. But look, I genuinely do think this time, especially because, look, we know once you take Son and Kane out of the game, and they don't score, you're not really going to win. But if we can add Bale and Dele Alli into that, we've threats everywhere across the front line. So it'll be very hard for teams. Like, because I watch games, Chris, and I noticed that teams tend to press Tottenham when the ball is over Son's side and completely leave the right-hand side free because they know whoever plays there, nothing comes from the right-hand side. Like Leicester done it. You know, I watched Leicester do it, and it was infuriating. So for me, the fact that we can add Bale and Dele into that, and hopefully they can kick on, we're going to be a threat going forward. My only concern is, and I noticed this tonight, and I've noticed this a lot this season, is the first half was poor, second half was brilliant. But most of the times this season, we've tended to have just had one good half. We haven't put 90 minutes together, which is concerning. But look, I'll take the clean sheet tonight. It's something we can build upon. You know, hopefully play Toby and Dyer again Sunday. Burnley have some big men, so you're going to need Dyer in there. You know, obviously have Toby in there because he's experienced. For me, he's our best central defender. And kick on. We really do need to kick on. And then when you add Aurier right-hand side, Regular on left-hand side, you add Højbjerg and Ndombele into the mix. Why can't we push on? I genuinely believe this is the turning point. And there's no better Jose Mourinho to have than a Jose Mourinho with his back against the wall.
So what stage of the season do you start booking your flight?
Look, do you know what? I've already started looking into it, Chris. I've already started looking into it. You know, since you told me, I got a bit jealous and I was like, if Chris is there and I'm not, I'm going to be very upset. So I've started looking into it, and you know, I judge it after who we get in the last 16. I'm hoping for the likes of the winner between Antwerp Rangers, the winner between Club Brugge or Dynamo Kiev. That's who I want. I'll be honest with you. I want an easy tie. I do. I think every Spurs fan would be naive to say we want one of the big boys. We know we want the easy tie, especially Chris, because I'd be heartbroken if you wasted your money and to see the devastation on your face if we didn't get to Poland.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. David, you said earlier on in the video, and lots of people have been saying this to me tonight as well, about Gareth Bale and Dele Alli both starting in the Burnley game this Sunday. Do you think that that's realistic? Do you think that Jose Mourinho might put both of them in the starting lineup this Sunday?
Look, I definitely think Gareth Bale is realistic. Otherwise, he would have started tonight. So I do think he is going to start Sunday. And I did say that I would bring Gareth Bale on for 20-25 minutes tonight just to get the cobwebs out of his legs. You know, keep the confidence taking over. He got his goal. It's going to do in the world of good. For me, you have to start him. Look, the only alternative is Lamela or Bergwijn. I actually thought the two of them were pretty poor tonight. So for me, Gareth Bale has to start. Dele Alli, look, he's not a shoo-in. It's just my opinion. I think why the guy's confident, I think you have to play him. That's my opinion, because Dele Alli's the sort of player, like, if he was on the bench Sunday, like, or against Burnley, he's not going to sit there and be like, you know, when I get on, I'm going to show Jose why I should have started. He's the sort of lad, you know, it'd eat him up, he'd come on, he'd be strapping around the pitch. So for me, I would start on that basis, especially when the confidence is high. Because look, we all want Dele Alli to stay at Tottenham. We all want the best Dele Alli. But it's up to him. It's up to him, and I really do hope the kid kicks on tonight from tonight. I really do.
Do you know what though, David? Full credit to Dele Alli, because he's come back in and he showed, you know, real professionalism to come back in and, you know, grind out these performances. And it's about taking opportunities when they're given to you. And Jose Mourinho, as I say, has brought him back into the frame, given him the start in the Europa League like this. And you know, I thought he was absolutely fantastic tonight. And I'm so pleased as a Tottenham Hotspur fan to see him back to his best, because we know what he can do. We know what he's capable of. And that's what is so frustrating throughout this season, that we know that we weren't getting the best out of Dele Alli. So it's so good to see. Lastly, David, what's your score prediction for the Burnley game this Sunday?
Do you know what, Chris? I'm going to go big Sunday. I'm going to go 3-0. I think the confidence is flowing through the veins. You know, I do think we can keep them out. I really do think we can keep them out. For me, look, they've no pace in behind. Everything against Burnley is played in front of you. It's balls into the box. They're going to fight for every ball. But I just have that feeling that genuinely this is the turn of things to come. I really do think so. And honestly, I want to beat that Ginger Homer Simpson. I really do. I really do. They're a tough team to play, but I genuinely think we will take this.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. As long as Tottenham Hotspur get the 3 points, I don't care what the score is. Just as long as we get the 3 points and get back to winning ways in the Premier League. David, always a pleasure to talk to you, and you're always welcome back on this channel. And come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Chris, again, thanks very much for having me. Absolutely enjoy coming on.
We have good conversations about Tottenham. I could speak to you all night. Keep up the good work. And as long as you keep asking, I'm going to keep coming. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And to all the viewers, make sure that you do check out David's YouTube channel called The Irish Hotspur. David, thank you very much, and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.